United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, activity reports, we'll start with Paul.
Budget and finance, and then liquor board where we get to pick colors out for the new building.
That's exciting.
So that's about it.
Megan?
The LMC City Fest in Duluth, of course, was always, really well attended as always, and a lot of interesting things there. Just had the ad hoc library committee on July 10th where we discussed if we still need a project manager. We decided at this point we're going to just go with Tarek for now until the workload increases, and we'll see what happens. And I did ask them the question about the funding, Neil, that you had asked, and Paul, and it looks like it stands currently at $93,000. So that is all I have currently.
Thank you. I only had EDAPT a couple of weeks ago, 3 maybe, and discussed some business expansion loans, who's participating and who isn't. That was pretty much it, I believe.
Public Works Board.
Don?
I attended the budget and finance meeting with Paul. That is all I did.
Okay. Department heads. Dan?
I just came from a Public Works Board meeting with Neil, and we moved the shed out at the soccer field onto the new pad that we made. Still gotta get the other shed moved up there so we can clean all that up and pull the fencing around the wells now that we have cameras. Get that all cleaned up before the soccer season starts. The guys have pulled all the trees and brush and everything from around the welcome signs coming into town. And we just got all but one that has new dirt on it. We'll seed it some, we'll seed it again good in the fall, so everything will grow nice, it'll look good. Target informed me that we're gonna look at purchasing new welcome signs. I contacted the company that originally built them, so we should be able to get a couple of bids. I'll have to talk to Chuck about that. That I had made contact with that company. And mowing and getting ready for snow plowing and all kinds of good stuff.
Thank you. Jerry?
All right, well, you guys already mentioned some of the meetings that I was at as well, which were the EDAP meeting, Budget and Finance, Public Works, Library, and Liquor Board. We also had a joint trail meeting, and we're discussing working with the Rookery Trail on connecting the unpaved portion of the trail that goes by Painesville. And then also, we had, Dan and Chuck were there as well. We had a pre-construction meeting for the trail. We're doing the connection that is up by Fleet, going north up to Bork. They're going to start there sometime the following week with an anticipation of finishing that portion of the trail by early September. And then we had an S&P ratings call. The ratings call was to discuss the bond we're going to be doing for the liquor store. So, they had some questions. It's kind of a standard process. And then they'll be informing us once they have their committee meeting on our rating for the bond. I expect it to be sometime soon. I don't have a specific date yet. And that's it.
Thank you. Public open forum. Doesn't look like anybody's here. So we'll continue. Consent agenda. Minutes, June 3rd, Budget and Finance. April 24th, Park and Tree. April 23rd, Special Trail. June 10th, Liquor Board. The vouchers totaling $971,992.05. And a gambling permit for September 14th to play bingo at the Historical Society. And the last is a remove Mel Serena from the Park and Tree Board immediately. Is there any additions or to the consent agenda or a motion to approve? Or anything you want pulled?
I'll move to approve the consent agenda.
I will second.
Motion and second, all in favor, approve consent agenda? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carried. We're at old business, purchase of 410 Business 23 East. Dan, you want to tell us what's going on?
Yeah, I met with Craig a little over a week ago, and we went through the purchase agreement. He signed it, he was happy to continue with the deal, and he moved the close date up to August 20th. He felt that was sufficient time to give his current tenants time to move out. I'm happy with the move up. I contacted the lawyer to make sure that was okay. His biggest concern was that there was an issue about a fuel tank that was in the parking lot that was removed. I contacted the previous owner and he explained that it had been removed, it looked okay. We decided that we probably need to do a soil check, so Chuck's company is looking to get Braun Intertech to come out and do a soil bore. Hopefully we can get that all done in time and everything can be ready to go on the 20th.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Motion and second to approve the purchase agreement between the City of Painesville, CNS Towing Corp. For the purchase of 410 Business 23 East in the amount of $201,000. Plus closing costs, and authorized mayor, city administrator to sign all necessary closing documents. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, we're up to sale of 325 Kara Court to Tom and Patricia Kramer. Eric, you wanna?
Yeah, we agreed to sell them a lot at the last meeting. We agreed to a price, so we did send them a purchase agreement along with a request to pay the earnest money, which they did. So we have a signed purchase agreement before us now, and we're just looking for approval so we can continue and set a closing date for this lot.
Is there a motion?
Yeah, I can make a motion to approve the purchase agreement for the sale of 325 Carrot Court to Thomas and Patricia Kramers in the amount of $22,000. Resolution 2025-21 approving the sale and to authorize the mayor and city administrator to sign all necessary closing documents.
Second.
Second.
Motion and second to approve the sale. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Liquor store, expenditure resolution and payment number 1, clarification. Who wants it, Terry?
Yeah, well, for the payment, I think if there's any clarification, or the clarification part I'll handle, but maybe the payment part?
Sure, I can give just a quick update. Obviously, a lot of the grading is, they've graded the majority of the site, got the building pad ready. They've poured the footings and footing walls, so, and they're getting ready to pour the floor for the new store. In your council packet is a copy of pay request number 1 for the project. For work completed to date through June 30th in the amount of $65,170.
So we're looking for a council approval to make the payment before we receive the bond proceeds. And the clarification that we need to make is, council did approve the liquor store project at 1.6 million, which is that is what it's coming in at. However, the estimated fees associated with the bond, it brings it up to 1.815 million. So that's just a clarification we want to make.
So we need two motions or one?
Well, based on the action sheet, it's one motion.
Because does that include the payment to?
The action sheet is for the payment before the reimbursement of the, or to be reimbursed by the bond proceeds.
Okay. Any further discussion or one motion?
I can make the motion to approve Resolution 2025-23 declaring the official intent of the city of Painesville to reimburse certain expenditures from the proceeds of bonds to be issued by the Painesville Economic Development Authority.
Do we need to specify the clarification?
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion and second,
And I will abstain.
and one, okay. Don will abstain in favor of the resolution. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. All in favor, one abstained.
Does the pay request need to be approved as well?
I don't see an action sheet here for it, hold on.
I think it's approved by the resolution, correct?
Yeah, because we're approving all proceeds before the, to be reimbursed once we get the bond proceeds.
Yeah, that's my understanding too.
So, yeah, it will be paid. We're up to new business. Stearns County Attorney Agreement for Prosecution Services.
All right, as you know, we entered into an agreement with Stearns County to handle our prosecution services. It was a 2-year agreement, and in talking to the chief, and also Stearns County, we feel that the agreement or the relationship is going well. They did send us a new agreement with proposed, or our proposal of increasing the fees by 11%. This is 11% for the 2 years, so it's not going to increase on the second year of the agreement. And, we still believe that obviously the relationship is good and the fee increase is reasonable.
Any further discussion, or can I have a motion?
I'll move to approve the agreement for prosecution services between the City of Painesville and the Stearns County Attorney for 2026 and 2027 in the amount of $17,000 per year.
Second?
Second.
Motion and second to approve the agreement for prosecution services. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Change in motor vehicle hours.
Yeah, as you know, we've been operating on Monday extended hours up to 6 p.m. We've been doing that since the fall of 2022. And we've been doing some promotion and trying to get the word out as well. But even with that in mind, we're still not seeing a lot of numbers in between the 4:30 and the 6 o'clock time period. And at the same time, because we have to, give somebody hours off during the week to make up for that time, we're taking them off from times where they could be busier in the DMV. So we feel like by going back to our normal hours to 4:30 on Monday, it would be more cost effective and it will help us in some of the busy times as well.
Any further discussion?
And I think it's a shame because I know there are a lot of people who, just a lot of things close at 4:30 and it's really difficult if you're somebody who works until 5. So it is nice to offer it, but if we can't, it's not worth it to pay for the extra staffing hours, then I guess it's not worth it.
Well, we've been doing it for 2.5 years and it's,
Yeah.
we do get a trickle of people, but it's not, I won't say it's not enough to kind of justify the
Yeah.
later hours.
If people aren't using it, then,
And this will be effective as of August 1st, so we will make sure everybody knows that August 1st it will go back to 4:30.
okay.
Any other discussion, or can I have a motion?
Motion to close the motor vehicle department at 4:30 PM on Monday evenings, effective August 1st, 2025.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of motion? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Lake Avenue, North Roadway Restoration. Dan, I guess this is yours.
I can take this one. We got 3 quotes for the rest, or to sort of restore Lake Avenue where the slope was failing. You know, we stabilized the slope last year with the riprap. So the bids and quotes in front of you are for just redoing some of the curb and blacktop on, in the road that was settling. The low quote was submitted by Land Pride Construction out of Painesville in the amount of $17,853. So if the council wishes to move forward, we recommend the quote be awarded to them.
Any further discussion? This is the lowest bid by far, so.
They're the contractor that's doing the trail as well, so they'll be doing active work in town, so.
I have a motion.
I'll move to approve the bid from Land Pride Construction in the amount of $17,853 for Lake Avenue North Roadway restoration.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and second to approve the reconstruction of Lake Avenue by the bridge. Land Pride Construction. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. We're up to ordinance 58, third series, talking about mailboxes. Who wants to give this one?
I'll do that one.
Oh, okay.
Now that we're gonna take over snow plowing, mailboxes became an important issue to me, so I went around and looked at the mailboxes around town and discovered a lot of them aren't in the right position on the roadway. There's gonna need to be some changing, so we do not run into conflicts with those mailboxes. And then I was also informed that the post office, down the road will be getting rid of door-to-door service, and people will have to put mailboxes out on the curb or come up with another solution. So that means there's going to be a lot more mailboxes. Along with, we're growing in areas, which is fantastic. So there's more mailboxes on the roadway that way. So with all the changes in the amount of mailboxes and the ones that need to be corrected, I gathered information from the Postal Service and some other areas, put together a proposal, got it tweaked a little bit with Tarek and Jennifer, and presented it to our attorney. He helped me work it into an ordinance that we're presenting to you, and I highly recommend that we pass this ordinance.
I got a question for you. What about a breakaway mailbox? Because if you get a big plow coming down the road, it's probably gonna do more damage to the mailbox if it can't spin.
We don't do the spin ones in town, that's for out in the county or the township.
Yep,
The in-town ones, they do need to be made to breakaway,
yep,
because they're only buried so deep or made of a certain material,
yeah,
so that they will break if too much stress comes to them.
yep,
Now, if they're located in the right position, that almost never happens,
yeah,
but on occasion it might.
yeah.
And if they're located in the right place, well, then it'd be on us. If they're not located in the right place, that would be on the homeowner.
But now, like Paul lives on 23, which is county.
County Road 85.
So you probably have to have a swing away.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Right.
Okay,
But in town, it's different.
right. So that's, it looks like, it'll make the requirements, it's just, here it looks like it's made out of wood, the diagram. But
Most posts are.
Right.
Wood. But then it designates a bury depth
okay,
and the size of the posts that it can be.
okay,
You can't have a huge one that's not gonna move,
right,
and it can't be a solid metal bar that's not gonna move.
you're right, okay,
So there is some restrictions in there, of what you
Yeah.
can do with it, and how deep you can bury it,
right,
because you don't wanna bury it 5 feet deep and then it ain't gonna move.
okay, right.
So there's not the motion we need, but as such, we just need to agree that we want this to be posted for the necessary 10 days and come back for formal approval.
Right.
When is this gonna be when is the post office going to be making that a thing? To not do the door-to-door any longer?
I don't know for sure, but Chuck was just remarking in the Public Works Board meeting that his community made that change. So it's on the doorstep.
Okay.
Okay.
I think we should proceed with the ordinance, but we got to post it for 10 days.
Yeah, let's do that,
Anybody against that, or?
no, I'm not.
Okay. I guess that's what we want. City building roofing quotes. Is that you, Dan?
That's me.
Okay.
This one could get a little trickier depending on how you feel about it. I took the information that I had, I got 2 quotes from 2 different contractors, and on the last one I had 3 contractors. There's 2 different products that they're proposing. The one product I feel is a little inferior. You pay, you pay a little more to get a better product, but that is in there at the lower cost. So I put my recommendations into what I felt was the best, and Brad worked with me, Brad and I together came up with these suggestions. So I put that to the council that you guys can look through it and decide for yourself what you feel are the best options. Or you can just go with my recommendation.
Price-wise, Buttweiler's is pretty much the most reasonable. And if we're gonna do 2 out of the 3, we might as well do all 3 with them. As long as they're here, and they have good recommendations and everything.
They're a good company, been around a long time.
Okay. Anybody feel differently, or? And the money is all in the CIP for the water and sewer? And City Hall?
City Hall is in the City Hall fund. I walked through that with the people
So-
most affected by that, and they instructed me to move forward.
The money is there, we aren't spending money we don't have,
We have money in the funds.
right? That's always an ongoing question.
So what's wrong with the water plant roof?
Leaks. It's a flat roof. It leaks in a couple of spots in the, it's a little L that comes off of it. So it's like, it's a short section of building that comes off the main building. So it's, I don't know, 12 by 12,
Okay,
and that's what leaks.
okay, I was just wondering.
Would we gain longevity if you went with Olson's sloped roof?
maybe we get a 20-year guarantee on the Buttweiler one also.
Okay.
So you put steel up. Depends on how you feel about steel, if that's gonna outlast 20-year roof guarantee.
I'm satisfied with Buttweilers for all three, myself.
Yeah, I talked to a couple guys in construction around town, and they've known Buttwellers for quite a while, and recommend them, that they do good work. They've been around for quite a while. So I have to agree with you there.
Any other discussion, or are we ready for a motion?
I can try and piece this motion together. Motion to approve the bid from Buttweilers for the city hall and the roof in the amount of, let's see, where we at?
That was
Can't find the number.
City Hall was 73,930.
73,930. Bid from Buttweilers for the public restroom in the amount of
13,480.
13,480, there you go. Let me get back up here. And a bid from Buttweilers for the water plant in the amount of,
5,120.
$5,120. Thanks, Neil.
You bet.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve all three roofs, the city hall, the public restroom downtown, and the water plant out at the lagoons. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. The last item, new business, Lewis Industries, business subsidy.
Yeah, Lewis Industries had applied for they applied for more than one thing. The first thing is the EDAP loan, and another item is tax abatement on the expansion project they're doing, which will be coming up at the next council meeting. But for now, they are requesting a $300,000 EDAP loan for their project, and due to the size, we are required to hold a public hearing. The purpose of this item on the agenda today is only to call for a public hearing, which will be on August 11th at 6:30 PM.
So with that, I'm going to make the motion to approve Resolution 2025-22, setting a public hearing on a proposed business subsidy to Lewis Industries Incorporated.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion second to approve Resolution 2025-22, setting the public hearing for Lewis Industries on the EDAP loan of $300,000, 4% for 7 years, and noteworthy, I guess, Paintsville Township has decided not to participate in this loan, so I think that's noteworthy. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. We're left with informational. We have the August and September schedules. We have the police call-out and overtime report. And the police vehicle mileage report. Other than that, I believe we can be adjourned.
All right.
All right.
Adjourned.